Hey guys, Phantoms Y here, and today we are continuing with Fate Stay Night, the Heavens Feel route. Last time, as you may recall, we basically just met our protagonist Shiro, learned a little bit about his past, and basically the trauma that he suffered as a child. And now, basically, we're just going through his school life, meeting his friends. We met Issei, we met Shinji, we met Sakura, we caught a glimpse of Tosaka Rin, and I think that's, for the most part, it. There's still plenty left to go. So, let's hop into it, shall we? And the classes end like every other day. There are many kinds of students. Ones that go to clubs, ones that hurry home, and ones that stay in the classroom for no reason. It looks like I won't be in any of those categories. How you doing, Sammy?
ちょっといいか、エミヤ。今朝の続きなんだが、今日は時間あるか？
いや、予定はあるといえばあるけど。
It's not like I'm just playing around. After all, the main reason I quit the archery club is because I wanted to prioritize work. It's already been 5 years since Father died, and I decided to start working to pay for my living expenses. If you work a lot, there's some jobs you just can't refuse. Today is an example. They're restocking inventory at work, and they asked me to come if I can, as any help is appreciated. But it's certainly not something I have to go to. They're probably just going to have us come in because they want to party after work. There are two options. I'll go and help out the student council, or I'll go to work. In this situation, this isn't a choice that matters much. So I think that we will just go and help out the student council. I think that seems to be pretty in line with Shiro's character. Has a hard time, refusing someone who asks him for help. It's something I've started. I should finish the job I began this morning.
予定変更。朝の続きだろ。任せろ。試験が始まる前に備品の修理なんて済ませちまおうぜ。
助かる。それでは美術部の患者を見に行くとするか。
はいよ。人払いはちゃんとしてくれよ。人目があると集中できない。
無論だ。他の連中に邪魔はさせぬ。
Issei quickly walks into the hall, and I follow him out of the classroom in a hurry. The sun is already set when we leave the school building. The school gates are already closed. It's 7 o'clock and way past curfew, but thanks to Issei, we're not in trouble.
いや、今日は助かった。必ずこの礼はするから。何かあったら遠慮なく言ってくれ。
そうだな。何かあったら言うよ。まあ、とりわけ何もないとは思うけど。
I didn't help him to get something in return, so there's nothing I want from Issei.
まったく、人が良いのも考えものだな。エミヤがいてくれると助かるが、他の連中にいいように使われるのは我慢ならん。人助けはいいことだが、もう少し相手を選ぶべきではないか。エミヤの場合、来る人拒まずすぎる。
そんなに節操ないか、俺。
これでは心ないバカどもがいいように利用しようというものだ。エミヤも忙しい身なのだから、たまには他人の頼みなど断ってもよかろう。
I can't really tell, but it seems Issei's worried about me. That line is really weird. I can't really tell, but according to what I have intuited from this situation, well, maybe you can tell then. I've been called helpful since I was in middle school, as I don't turn down requests for help and don't ask for anything in return. I guess Issei thinks that's dangerous. But I'm doing it because I want to, and it's not a problem as I decline things that I think are beyond me.
それは一星がするような心配じゃない。自分のことは自分が一番分かってるさ。それに、人助けは善行だろ。寺の息子が咎めるようなことじゃあるまい。
しかしな、 エミヤのは度が過ぎるというか、このまま行くと潰れるというか。
忠告は受け取っとく。それじゃあまた明日。
それではまた明日。
Issei leaves, looking discontented. Issei's house, Ryudo Temple, is up in the mountains, so naturally, our routes go home in different directions. I walk through the moonlit town. Walking up the road, I notice that there aren't any people around. The time is around 7:30. There should be people around at this time, but there's no sign of anyone.
そういえば確か
There was some crime here in Miyama City a few days ago. A burglar murdered someone, I think. That must be why there's no one around, and why the school's curfew became 6 o'clock.
ガス漏れに強盗か。物騒なことになってきたな。
No wonder there are fewer people walking around at night. It's getting too dangerous to let Sakura go home on her own. Sakura's house is in the residential area on the other side of town. Starting tonight, I should walk her home. For a moment, I can't believe my eyes. There's someone on the road which I thought was completely empty. The person is standing above me as if looking down on me. Without realizing it, I hold my breath. The silver-haired girl smiles and descends the hill without a sound. As she passes,
早く呼び出さないと死んじゃうよ、お兄ちゃん。
she says something strange. Yeah, that's pretty strange. I go up the hill and reach my house. As the lights are on, Sakura and Fujine must be home already. It's time for meal time with the Emiyas! Ha 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 ha! Sitcom time. I smell dinner the moment I enter the living room. At the table are Sakura and Fujine in the middle of dinner. It seems the main dish tonight is chicken and cream, and Fujine, who loves white sauce, is in a good mood.
おかえりなさい先輩。お先に失礼していますね。
ただいま。遅くなってごめんな。もうちょっと早く帰ってくればよかったんだけど。
いいです。ちゃんと間に合いましたから。ちょっと待っててくださいね。すぐ用意しますから。
頼む。手を洗ってくるから、人のおかずを食べないように藤姉を見張っといてくれ。
はい、きちんと見張っています。
I return to my room. It's a fairly empty room compared to the shed, but since I don't have any hobbies, I think it's quite decorated. Most of them are random things Fujine has left in here, though. I wash my hands, change, and return to the living room and to find my dinner ready.
いただきます。
Itadakimasu.
はい、お口に合えばいいんですけど。
Sakura is terribly modest. Her cooking skills have vastly improved in the past year. She has me completely beaten at Western-style foods, and I can barely beat her in Japanese food. Neither of us have touched Chinese. I'm pleased my pupil is getting better, but it's kind of depressing when the teacher is defeated by the student. It's as good as I expected. Chicken becomes harder the longer you cook it, so it's juicier and tastier if you roast it before cooking it, even though it's tedious. That's done perfectly here. It's a master skill, forever beyond the clumsy Fujine.
どうでしょうか先輩。今日のはうまくいったと思うんですけど。
文句なし。ホワイトソースも絶妙だ。もう洋物じゃさくらにはかなわないな。
さくらちゃんがご飯作ってくれるようになってからお肉関係が美味しくなった。
With that, Fujine, who had been preoccupied with her food, lifts up her head.
あ、ダメよシロ。学生がこんな洋服に帰ってきちゃいけないんだから。
Ack. It seems she's in a bad mood now that she's seen my face, even though she was happy because of dinner.
もうまた誰か
の手伝いをしてたんでしょう。それはそれでいいことだけど、こんな時ぐらいは早く帰ってきなさい。最近物騒だぞってホームルームで言ったじゃない。あれシローに倒して言ったんだからね。
あのさ、わざわざホームルームで言わなくてもうちで言えばいいんじゃないの？
ここで言っても聞かないもの。学校でガツンと言った方がシローには効果的なんだもん。
先生、それは職権乱用というか公私混同だと思います。
それぐらいしないとシローはダメなのよ。いつも人の手伝いばっかりして損してるからさ。たまにはまっすぐ帰ってきてのんびりしててもいいじゃない、バカチン。
バカチンとはなんだよ、バカチンとは。いいじゃないか、誰かの手伝いをしてそれでその人が助かるんなら損なんかしてないぞ。
はあ、キリツグさんに似たのかな。シローがそんなんじゃお姉ちゃん心配だよ。
I don't exactly know how she's worried as she's energetically munching down on her dinner.
内村先生、今の話からすると先輩って昔からそうなんですか？
昔からそうなの。なんか困ってる人がいたら自分から手を出しちゃうタイプ。けどおせっかいってわけじゃなくて、シローはね、単におませさんなのだ。
Fujine laughs dangerously.
藤ね、余計なこと言ったら怒るぞ。もうさくらもつまんないこと聞くなよな。
I glare at them. Fujine clicks her tongue and backs down, but...
内村先生、お話を続けてください。
Oh snap! Sakura is taking the lesson seriously.
じゃあ話しちゃおう。これがね、シローは困った人を放っておけない性格なのよ。弱きを助け強きをくじくってやつ。子供の頃の作文なんてね、僕の夢は正義の味方になることですだったんだから。
Exposition hour. She's talking about things from so long ago. But it's all true, so I don't interrupt. Anyways, becoming a superhero is a goal that I must not stray from, even now.
すごい子供だったんですね、先輩。
すごかったよ。年上の男の子にいじめられてる女の子がいたら助けに入ってくれたし、キリツグさんが武将だったから家事だって一生懸命こなしてたし。あの頃は可愛くて純真だったのに、それがどうしてこんなひねくれた子になっちゃったんだろうな。
そりゃ藤姉がいたからだろう。ダメな大人を見てると子供はいろいろ考えるんだよ。悔しかったらちゃんと自分で飯作ってみろ。
Fujine crumbles. I thought she might drop her head and repent, but...
お姉ちゃんは悲しいよ。さくらちゃん、おかわり。
Fujine asks for her third bowl. Ha 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 ha. Laugh track. Relaxing after dinner, it's almost 9 o'clock.
さて、何をしたもんか。
There's some time before my evening training. I'll take Sakura home, I'll play with Fujine, or I'll rest. I'll take Sakura home. I haven't thanked Sakura for dinner yet, so I'll go and talk to her.
そうだな。夜も遅いし、家まで送って行ってやらないと。
Sakura is in the living room, getting ready to go home, having finished the cleaning.
あれ、先輩、お風呂に入ってたんじゃないんですか？
いや、風呂は後回し。さくらを送ってから入る。
送るって私をですか？
あ、最近物騒だから家まで送る。さくらんち結構遠いだろ。わざわざ来てもらってるんだから、それぐらいはさせてくれ。
Sakura falls into an awkward silence. Did I say something bad?
ごめんなさい。 気持ちは嬉しいんですけど、先輩は休んでいてください。家までだったら慣れてますし、一人でも大丈夫ですから。
いや、それはそうだろうけど、今日は特別だ。しばらくは家まで送っていくよ。
でも兄さんに見つかると先輩にまで迷惑がかかります。
That's right. Sakura's brother, Shinji, doesn't approve of Sakura coming over to my place. He can't object too strongly because she says she's going to Fujine's house, but it could be a problem if I take her home. It's a problem, but so what? I don't care what Shinji says. It's a much bigger problem if Sakura has to walk home alone at a dangerous time like this.
俺にかかる迷惑なんていい。ともかく最近は物騒なんだから送ってく。
でもやっぱり先輩に悪いですから。
悪くない。日頃世話になってるんだから送るぐらいさせてくれ。それとも一人で帰りたいのか、さくらは。
いえ、そういうことではなくてですね。
ならいいだろう。これでも腕には自信があるんだ。大抵の防寒は返り討ちにできるから、こんな時ぐらいは使ってやってくれ。なんか出てきてもちゃんとさくらを守るから。
I nudged Sakura towards the hallway with a glance.
先輩、本当にいいんですか？また兄さんと喧嘩しちゃうかもしれませんよ。
構わないよ。男同士で喧嘩しない方が変だし、シンジとはそれぐらい素直に言い合った方がいいんだ。
With our fists! Machismo.
あいつああ見えて隠し事とか嫌いだから、文句があるならすっぱりと言い合った方がすっきりする。
Sakura looks surprised for some reason.
どうした？なんか変なこと言ったか、俺。
言ってませんよ。先輩が兄さんと仲良くしてくれるのが嬉しいだけです。
Yeah.
いや、仲良くってのは難しいぞ。すっきりするのは俺だけで、シンジは逆かもしれないし。
そうですね。けど兄さん、何度喧嘩しても先輩に話しかけるでしょ。兄さん、きっと先輩が苦手なんです。けど他の人よりずっと好きだから、いつも先輩を気にしてるんですよ。素直じゃない人だから嫌いな人が好きなんです、兄さん。
Right.
それは返答に困る意見だな。
はい、先輩が羨ましかったから少しだけ困らせてみました。
Sakura smiles. Seeing that smile, I hold my breath without realizing it. Would you call that a big smile? I think it's the first time I've seen her smile like that.
とにかく送っていくからな。シンジに見つかったら見つかったでいい。妹を送り届けたんだから、あいつだって文句は言わないだろう。
そうですね。隠すよりはそうした方がいいかもしれません。それじゃあお言葉に甘えていいですか、先輩。
はいよ。たまには先輩らしいとこを見せてやれ。
I smack my chest. Sakura smiles warmly at the gesture of trust me. We go down the hill and reach the intersection. There's no one around, and the familiar residential district feels desolate. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, but the town is asleep. The silence is strange. Even though there have been nasty incidents, should night really steal this much life?
先輩、私の家こっちですけど。
悪い。ちょっとぼーっとしてた。さくらの家はあっち側の一番上だもんな。
いえ、一番上にあるのは遠坂先輩のお家ですよ。麻藤の家も高いところにありますけど、一番上じゃないんです。
あれ、そうだったか？遠坂ってあの遠坂？
はい、 2年生の遠坂凛さんです。先輩、苦手なんですか？
She must have read my reaction, as her comment is accurate. Ugh, was I making that kind of face?
いや、苦手ってわけじゃない。話したこともないし、よく知らない相手だ。ただ、有名な優等生だろあいつ。どこにいても目立つから人並みに知ってるだけ。そういう桜は同じ洋館だし、もしかして近所付き合いとかあるのか？
ないですよ。確かに近所ではありますけど、遠坂先輩のお家は坂の上ですから。けど、遠坂先輩のお家が洋館だって知ってるんですね。
Sakura asked quietly.
ああ、ちょっと小耳に挟んだんだ。遠坂のところは幽霊屋敷だとかなんとか。幽霊屋敷って言ったら洋館と相場が決まってるだろ？
Naturally.
そうですね。遠坂先輩は一人が好きみたいですから。私も子供の頃、坂の上には怖い魔法使いが住んでるって言われてました。
へえ、怖い魔法使いか。俺もそんな風な噂は聞いたな。まあ、それ言ったらあっちの家はみんな魔法使いが住んでいそうだけど。で、桜は信じたのか、その話。
You heard it here first. All Westerners are sorcerers. Breaking news.
信じました。だって子供だったんです。だから坂の上には行っちゃいけないっていつも思ってました。
Sakura answers my joking question seriously. We go up the hill. It's a residential district rather opposite to mine, but the habits are the same. There are fewer and fewer buildings and more trees as you ascend the hill. It's only natural, as most of the town's facilities are at the bottom of the hill. And all that, one of the few buildings near the top of the hill is Sakura's house. Sakura stops suddenly.
なんだ、忘れ物か？
いえ、忘れ物じゃないんですけど。先輩、うちの近くに誰かいませんか？
She looks around uneasily. I look around too, but there's no one there except us.
別に誰もいないけど、なんかあったのか？
いえ、いないならいいんです。なんか最近、家の近くで見慣れない人をよく見かけるから、今日もいるのかなって。
なんだそれ。なんか危なくないか、そいつ。どんなやつなんだよ。
金髪のかっこいい人でした。モデルさんみたいだから先輩も見たらびっくりすると思います。
Sakura says so with a blush, as if recalling him. Sakura, I don't know if that's something I should be worried about.
なんだ、不審なやつってわけじゃないんだ。
わかりません。ただ最近は引っ越してきた人なんていないからおかしいなって。
まあ、とにかく怪しいって言えば怪しいよな。よし、もしまた家のあたりをうろついてるようだったら俺が信じに行ってくれ。捕まえて何してるのか白状させるから。
はい、頼りにしてます。けど手荒なことはしないでくださいね。私先輩に喧嘩されると困ります。
Sakura says so while smiling straight at me.
大丈夫だよ。ちゃんと話し合いから始めるから。さくらが心配することない。
I look away from Sakura's smile as I answer. Jeez. Sakura's gestures captivate me often these days. It would have been nothing a while ago, so I feel like I'm acting weird. Maybe it's because Sakura has grown, or maybe just because I finally noticed it. Well, I do think Sakura has become really beautiful. That on its own is really great, but I don't think it's cool for a senpai to have to be careful where he's looking.
それ れじゃあおやすみなさい先輩。送ってもらえて嬉しかったです。
バカ、礼なんて言うな。晩飯作ってもらってるんだからお礼を言うのはこっちの方だ。
Sakura just smiles with satisfaction.
ったく、こんなんでいいんなら明日から日課にするからな。
はい。先輩の気が向いた時、たまにでいいですから送ってください。兄さんに怒られるけど、私はやっぱり先輩と一緒がいいです。先輩、また明日ですね。今日はありがとうございました。
So clearly this is just a typical romance visual novel, nothing strange going on here at all. Sakura calls back enthusiastically and disappears into her house.
さて、
I should head home too. I left Fujine at the house, and to be honest, that's what worries me.
あれ
Did I just hear something? I can hear it. The sound of a creaking swing. It takes me a while to realize that it's the sound of some bug.
どんな虫かな。何にせよ季節外れもいいところだ。
I imagine a longhorn beetle in the dark under the cold winter sky. Then I notice.
あれ、明かりが3つある。
The one that just lit up is Sakura's room. The light on the first floor is Shinji's room. So what's the light on the from the third room?
シンジんとこはさくらとシンジしかいないはずだけど。
Maybe it's a guest, or Shinji's in that room. Anyway, I've been here many times, but it's the first time I've seen the light on in that room. Well, it's a big house. It's not strange for a light to be on somewhere in such a house. It's not strange, but...
なんだろう。なんか胸がざわつくな。
I feel something, like a presence or bad feeling. In the cold air, the unseasonal sound echoes. If there's such a thing as a hunch, the bug hidden in the bushes feels very ominous. But not today! And so, the day ends. Just before midnight, Emiyashiro must carry out his daily routine of using magic. I stretch out and adjust my breathing. I try to empty my mind. I ignore everything around me and pay attention only to what is inside me.
トレス。
As if to hypnotize myself, I murmur the spell I'm long accustomed to. No, I really am hypnotizing myself. As I have no magic crest or knowledge of magic, a spell is only a change to myself. Normally, there are no lines in a human body to allow the passage of magical energy. To artificially change my body to create such a line, I need enough concentration to unify my whole body and every nerve within it. Magic is a battle with yourself. For instance, at this very moment, I'm inserting a burning steel rod into my backbone. This metal rod is the only magic circuit I can prepare for myself. When I insert this deep into my body and connect it to the other nerves, I can finally become a magus. This is not a metaphor. In reality, something like a burning tongue which cannot be seen or felt is being inserted into my backbone.
僕は魔法使いなんだ。
Emiya Kiritsugu, the man who said so, was really a magus. A living magus who performed many marvels and had touched the very structure of the world. As a young child, I admired him and asked him to teach me magic. But you can't become a magic just through effort. It requires born talent and appropriate knowledge. And of course, I have no talent, and Kiritsugu taught me nothing of magic. He said something about me having no need of such knowledge. I still don't know what he meant by that. But still, it didn't matter to me back then. I thought that if I could use magic, I could be like him. But I wasn't born with such talent. No strength of magic circuit, no accumulated works of magic handed down for generations. The work of magic Kiritsugu possessed, the magic crest passed down the Emiya family, can only be passed on to a blood relation. the magic crest forces a rejection on those with no blood relation. So, as an adopted son, I could not receive the Emiya family's magic crest. Well, anyways, as I don't even know what a magic crest is, it doesn't matter if I have one or not. So now, all it comes down to is training what I can do. If I want to become a magus, I have to learn magic to fit to my nature. To be blunt, magic is a way to release one's magical energy. You could say that magical energy is my life force. It's divided into two forms: a large source, mana, floating around the world, and a small source, Odo, created inside oneself. It goes without saying that the large source is superior to the small one. The power of mana is on a completely different level from Odo. Whatever the form of the magic, a spell using the large source far exceeds using only one's own source of power. That is why superior magi excel at drawing magical energy from the world. It's like a filter. A magus turns his body into a filter, sucks up the mana from the world around him, and changes it into something he can use. This filter is what we call a magic circuit. This is the talent one is born with, and the number of magic circuits within you is determined the moment you're born. A normal human being does not have many magic circuits. To begin with, there are always very few. That's why magi pile them up generation after generation, making their children more suitable to use magic. I hear some families go too far and increase the number of magic circuits by selective breeding. Well, since I was raised in a normal family, I don't have many magic circuits. So that leaves only one method open to me. According to Kiritsugu, every person has at least one form of magic that they're fit for. He said something about drawing out magical energy appropriate to their origin, but I didn't really understand. All I know for sure is that even I have some magic I can use, and if I train that magic, I may be able to become like Kiritsugu. That's why I learned only that magic. That was 8 years ago. After a lot of thought, Kiritsugu finally accepted me as a student.
いいかいしろ、魔術を習うということは常識からかけ離れるということだ。死ぬ時は死に、殺す時は殺す。僕たちの本質は生ではなく死だからね。魔術とは自らを滅ぼす道に他ならない。
I guess I had no fear as a child. Kiritsugu smiled bitterly, putting his hand on the nodding Emiyashiro.
君に教えるのはそういった争いを呼ぶ類のものだ。だから人前で使ってはいけないし、難しいものだから鍛錬を怠ってもいけない。でもまあそれは破ったって構わない。一番大事なことはね、魔術は自分のためじゃなくて他人のためだけに使うということだ。そうすればシローは魔術使いではあるけど魔術師ではなくなるからね。
I guess Kiritsugu didn't want me to become a magus. I don't care about that. I don't admire a magus. I admire Kiritsugu. If I can become like Kiritsugu and be there for someone like on that red day, that will be... I'm thinking needlessly. I feel the iron rod in my backbone slide into place. If I lose control of my breathing now, it would be a fatal mistake. The artificial magical circuit will eat away my body and destroy it. If that happens, I'll die. I would be only an amateur failing at such an elementary step. I grind my teeth and resume the connection. After a battle like walking on needles, the iron rod finally arrives deep within me and fuses with my body. This process took me about an hour. After that much time, I'm finally able to make one artificial circuit. One circuit that produces magical energy.
基本可視解明。
After that, it becomes a process of naturally flowing magical energy. Emiyashiro is no magus. He's only a magic user who can create magical energy within his body and channel it into objects. So there's only one magic possible, which is
構成材質
strengthening objects. It is a magic of strengthening that reinforces the object's abilities by understanding that object's structure and channeling magical energy into it.
基本骨子変更
Before me is a metal pipe. I will channel magical energy into it, perform the simplest magic, and reinforce its durability. Basically, channeling your magical energy into something other than yourself is like pouring poison into that object. It's just as the blood of Imiyashiro is not the blood of the metal pipe. Pumping different blood only accelerates its breakdown. It certainly wouldn't strengthen it. To prevent that and turn the poison into a tonic, one must completely understand the structure of the target and channel the magical energy into small open spaces. It must be easy for a skilled magus, but for me, who can't even create sufficient magical energy, it's as hard as hitting a target hundreds of meters away. The usual target in archery is 27 meters away. How much harder is it at many times that distance goes without saying. The heat in my body quickly escapes. The burning pillar in my backbone disappears, and the lungs stretched to the limit demand air. I arc my back to hold off the daze, almost making me pass out.
くそまた失敗か
There's no change in the metal pipe. It seems that the magical energy I poured into it is evaporated into the air.
元から形があるものに手を加えるのはきつい
The thing I'm attempting is like adding something to an already complete work of art. Adding to a complete object risks making it less perfect. Adding unnecessary things will actually decrease the value. That's why the magic of strengthening is simple, yet difficult, and only a few magi use it willingly. It's not like I use it willingly either, but it can't be helped, as this is the only thing I'm good at. It would be much easier if I could just form something out of clay and use it instead, but a suitable in appearance doesn't have the internal structure to match. The junk around here is a good example. When I fail with strengthening magic, I make some substitute objects and practice to calm down, but they all end up with nothing inside. I can visualize something's structure easily, so I can make the outside look like the original, but it's empty inside, and of course, it doesn't do anything. I wipe the sweat off my brow. Now that I think about it, I realize my whole body is sweating like I've been drenched in a bucket of water. But I'm lucky it just ended like this. That was really bad. If I'd taken a second longer to recover myself, I would have probably destroyed most of my body.
死にかけた分上達するならまだ見込みがあるんだけどな
It's not even that easy. But it's true that you want to prove your magic if you're scared of death. As long as you study magic, death is always right beside you. Even a simple magic repeated every day can go off with a simple mistake, taking the caster's life.
魔術師にとって一番初めの覚悟とは死を容認することだ
Kiritsugu said so sadly. Maybe he meant that he didn't want me to take such a step.
誰かを助けるということは誰かを助けないということ正義の味方っていうのはとんでもないエゴイストなのだ
Kiritsugu said that to me when I told him that I wanted to be just like him. I still don't know what he meant, but Imiyashiro has to become a superhero who goes around saving people, just like Imiya Kiritsugu.
その割にこんな処方がうまくいかないんだもんななんでいざって時に雑念が入るんだバカ
It's not enough to understand the structure of an object with mere vision. A skilled magus only detects what's important and channels magical energy without waste. dream is to become a superhero. I remember what Fujine said during dinner. I don't think it's embarrassing, nor impossible. It's already determined. Emiya Shiro will succeed Emiya Kiritsugu. That's why, even though I'm inexperienced, I've done everything I can. I don't know what kind of person a superhero should be, so I can only approach it by helping others within the limits of my abilities. I've aimed straight for that goal for the past 5 years, but when things go wrong like this, I do have doubts.
点でわからないよ、親父。一体さ、何をすれば正義の味方になれるんだ？
I look up at the sky through the window. It's not like I can just randomly do good deeds. I think being a superhero is different from just helping others. I know that, but the question is, how can I become one? The difference between the two is the thing I've failed to understand for the past 5 years. So he's got some lofty aspirations, but not exactly on his way to success, by the sounds of things. My awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't dream much, but unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why that is, but this is the only thing that comes into my mind. There's no meaning or reason to it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Emiya Shiro. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I recall from sleep are things I was taught from a long time ago. For example, about magi. Even if I'm an amateur, I'm a magus. Or if I'm a magus, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. To put it simply, a magus is an exception in conflict with modern society. But even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of magi is called the Magic Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. The group called the Magic Association, excuse me, and the Magic Association hides magic and organizes magi. They basically keep watch to see that magi don't affect society with magic, but the strange part is that they don't prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Magic Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even if a magus carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people, the Magic Association will not punish him. Their priority is just that magic should not become public, so they don't ban magic. So, they're crazy people who think you can do anything, as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Magic Association is thorough. Most magical research would cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of magic would become public. So the association does not allow research that would harm society. So magi stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, magi only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So perhaps I just don't know it, and a magus lives in this town. I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished magus with a history. They're called the second owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Magi who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct a workshop. Looking at it like that, we're thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator of Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a magus, and Kiritsugu didn't know who the owner was. With reasoning like that, I think our position is ambiguous. Father, the real magus, has passed away, and I, his son and pupil, don't know the Magic Association and have not the skill to be a magus. From the association's point of view, they would want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. No, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I think I've just not been found out. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters of the church will come after you. That just means that whatever you use magic for, lack of care will create enemies. I, Emiya Shiro, just have to study independently, taking that into account. I wake up to see the sun shining in through the window. The sun may have just risen as it's still a bit dark outside.
寒さすがに朝は辛いな。
I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time, no matter how late I go to sleep. I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late like yesterday, but I usually wake up early. I think alarm clocks are degenerate, so I haven't used one since I was a kid.
それじゃ朝飯朝飯。
Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish preparing before Sakura arrives. Getting tongue-tied. Sakura arrives, getting tongue-tied. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Anyway, I cook rice and make some miso soup. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. I also make the usual broth egg and broth boil, and I'm done. I cut the salt and sari and stop just before cooking it.
よし、こんなんでいいか。
It's almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. Hey there, Rice Master, how you doing? So what should I do? I'll do my daily routine at the dojo, or I'll make one more side dish since Sakura's coming. Naturally.
そうだな。時間もあるし、箸休めになんか作っとこう。
Yeah, good to see you in the chat. I open the refrigerator. All that's left are some cucumber and potatoes.
キュウリをスティック状に切って塩漬けにしてもいいし、じゃがいもを千切りにして酢の物にしてもいいんだけど。
And today on Cooking with Emiya... But these are both things that I could do in a couple of minutes, and they're better fresh. It'll be half an hour until Fujine and Sakura arrive, so I should make a dish right before they get here. In that case, this is free time I can't make much use of. Is there anything I can do in 30 minutes?
夕飯用に鶏のささみがあったから、
I could cook some bite-sized meat rolls with vegetables or something like that. I cut the meat and tenderize it. At a glance, the meat tenderizer is really evil. It's like a hammer, but it's flat on 4 sides and has lots of spikes coming out of it. If it were bigger, it would make a great instrument of torture. I flatten the meat with this scary object, put some carrots and kidney beans on it, roll it up, and cook it in the pan and steam it with wine.
ちょっと待て。何してんだ俺。
At that point, I regained my sanity. I was trying to make a side dish, as the sari was already the main dish. So what am I doing making another main dish?
なんてこった。暇つぶしで余計な料理をするなんて気が抜けてる。
Laugh track.
暇つぶして作ってたんですか、先輩。
でも誤解のないように説明すると、本当は惣菜を追加しようとしたんだ。それが気がついたら包丁を持ってた。いや、習慣っていうのは怖い。もちろんただの言い訳だけど。
でもいいと思いますよ。朝ごはんにしては豪勢ですけど、先輩の料理なら余らないと思います。
そうかな。いや、そういう問題じゃないだろう、これは。一つの空に二つの太陽はいらないんだ。どっちかにはご退場を願わなくちゃいけない。
Get out of here, son number 2. You're not wanted here.
先輩、せっかく作ったのに食べないんですか？
食べる。予定にはなかったけど、 今日の昼は弁当にする。そうすれば余った方も無駄にはならないだろ。
うわ、先輩、今からお弁当作るんですか？
Problem solver.
ギリギリかな。まあ俺一人分ぐらいなら飯もなんとか。
And then, I finally realized someone's behind me. Man, he is spacey on another planet if he didn't realize that he had that huge long dialogue and just now realized he was talking.
おはようございます、先輩。今日もお邪魔しますね。
Sakura greets me with a smile. It's not unusual for Sakura to come to the kitchen at this time. She always rings the bell as she comes in, but sometimes I don't notice, like this morning.
おはようさくら。朝飯の支度はできてるから今で休んでていいぞ。お茶の用意してあるから。
I answer her, staring at the frying pan. On the table is a pot of hot water, excuse me, a teapot, and some snacks.
はい、今朝も完璧ですね、先輩。
Sakura's voice is lively, as if she's happy about something. And Sakura comes into the kitchen instead of going to the table.
先輩、お弁当作るんですよね。
まあそういう流れになった。ちょうど弁当向きだしもう少しおかずを用意しようかなって。
それなら私もいいですか？ちゃんと自分で作りますから。
いや待った。おかず俺のと同じのでいいなら分けられるけど。
はい、さっきから見ていて先輩の焼き物が食べたいなって思ってたんです。
了解。じゃあさくらはご飯炊いてくれ。2人分の弁当となると飯が足りなくなる。そっちに早炊きができる炊飯ジャーあるだろ。
はい、任されました。それじゃあお手伝いさせていただきますね。
I promise that the whole game is not actually eating with Shiro and Sakura and Fujine, just the entire beginning of the game. I hear the sound of her footsteps and of her tying her apron.
先輩、ご飯は2合でいいですよね。
十分なんじゃないかな。
With quick movements, Sakura comes in to help in the kitchen.
あ、はよー。今朝もいい匂いさせてて結構結構。
A little past 6:30. 30 minutes after Sakura, Fujine arrives as usual.
おはようございます、先生。朝ごはんもうちょっと待ってくださいね。
待つ待つ。で、あれ？さくらちゃん、シローと一緒に朝ごはん作ってるの？
I actually prefer unlimited blade works in terms of the routes, Rice Master, but overwhelmingly I am outvoted. So Heaven's Feel is, you know? Here we are.
いえ、朝食の支度は先輩が一人でやっつけちゃってました。今は先輩とお弁当を作ってるんです。
Sakura's voice is really lively. We're not doing anything particularly fun, so I don't know what she's so happy about. What could it be?
そっかそっか。そりゃ朝からご機嫌にもなるか。お料理とシロー、楽しいことだらけだもんね。よしよし、時間は余裕ないけどゆっくりしてていいわよ。
Laughing, Fujine sits at the table and pours some tea.
ったく朝から寝ぼけやがって。学校前に台所に立つことのどこが楽しいってんだ。
I put the pan back on the rack. The food's made, so all that's left is to pack the lunchboxes.
悪いなさくら。部活前だっていうのに無駄な体力使わせて。昨日世話になった分今朝はゆっくりしてもらおうと思ってたんだが。
そんなことありませんよ。藤村先生の言う通り、台所に立つのは楽しいです。
She smiles. Well, I know she likes cooking, but still, it must be hard for her getting up at 5 o'clock to make lunch. Besides, Sakura comes and makes dinner often. So if I'm getting her to cook in the mornings too, she might have no free time at all.
手 手伝ってくれるのは助かるけど、もう少し楽にしろよさくら。朝はもちっと眠ったり、放課後だって遊びに行くもんだろ。何も好き好んでうちの。
Whoops.
ですから楽にしています。今日も先輩に朝ごはんを作ってもらいました。お弁当のおかずだって先輩に分けてもらいましたし。
I cut Shitter off. She smiles. It's been a year and a half since Sakura started to help out. Now she keeps coming back like this no matter what I say.
それとこれは別だろう。さくらだって自分の生活があるんだから、俺や藤姉の世話にかまけてたら大変だぞ。俺を甘やかしてると。
I did it again!
それも大丈夫です。私、趣味やお料理と弓だけですから。ちなみに将来の目標は先輩の味を超えることで、もうすぐ射程距離だったりします。
Sakura puffs her chest out boastfully. Yeah. I want to argue back, but it's true as she's about to beat me.
ですから気にしないでください。私、ここでお料理するのが嬉しいし、うまくなるのが楽しいんです。この楽しさを教えてくれた恩返しと、自分の実益を兼ねてお手伝いをしているのです。
それはつまり、日々俺の技術を盗んでいるということなのか、さくら。
はい。先輩のお手伝いをするだけで、好きなことがめきめき上達しちゃいます。ですから覚悟しててくださいね。今に先輩に参ったって言ってもらうんですから。
Whoa. I can't believe she said it so bluntly.
まったく、こんなことなら料理なんて教えなければよかった。うちに来るまでサラダ油の存在さえ知らなかったくせに、今じゃ虎視眈々と死の首を狙ってやがる。なんだってそんなに目の敵にすんだよ、ほんと。飯なんて普通に作れればいいじゃんか。
そんなの目の敵にします。先輩の方が美味しいなんてダメなんですから。
I'm not so sure what's so bad about that, but we should start setting the table for breakfast. I check the sari. Placing my chopsticks on the well-grilled stomach, I check how cooked it is.
上出来かな。ほい、さくら、パス。先に食卓に持って行ってくれ。
はい。お疲れ様です、先輩。
I hand the plate of sari back to Sakura. Then, as if remembering something important, Sakura stops dead.
さくら、どうした？忘れ物か？
Sakura may seem shrewd, but she actually forgets things a lot. It's not unusual for her to remember something and suddenly stop like this. But it seems that's not the case this morning.
さくら。
There's no answer. She just blankly stares at my hand like she's still in a daze. Then,
先輩、その手の技、何ですか？
she asks me a strange question.
は？
I look down at the hand she's talking about.
あれ、ほんとだ。手の甲にあざができてる。おかしいな。ぶつけた覚えはないんだけど。
For some reason, there's a big bruise on the back of my left hand. It's quite an impressive welt, and it looks like it came from some sort of cut. Even on my own hand, it looks bad. Perhaps Sakura's not feeling well, as she's very quiet.
悪い、あとは任せた。湿布かなんか貼ってくる。
I let Sakura take care of the kitchen and headed for the dojo. I don't know if I did this during my sleep, but I'll have to treat it. But for some reason, I'm worried about Sakura, who looked awkward and downcast.
それじゃあ、先に行ってますね。
さくら、本当にいいのか？体調が悪いなら2月ぐらい休んでいいんだぞ。
いえ、大丈夫です。ちょっと頭痛がするだけですから、心配には及びません。体調が悪そうに見えるのは先輩の気のせいですよ。
She says so with a smile, but no one can tell that she's just bluffing.
すごく元気か。朝飯一口も食べられなかったのにか。
She looks away awkwardly. Without looking up, she replies,
失礼します。先輩の方こそ休んでください。
With those words, she leaves. Saber! The table is cleared. But on the plate in the kitchen, Sakura's meal remains untouched.
まったくいきなりどうしたんだよ、さくらのやつ。
She'd been in such a good mood, but after seeing my bruise, Sakura suddenly became quiet and started to make lots of mistakes. She overfilled the tea, drenched the omelets with soy sauce, and sat down at the table with her apron on. Not sitting down at the table with her apron on! Anyway, and on top of that, she ate nothing and went to school looking pale.
風邪でもひいたのかな、さくら。
I muttered to myself while cleaning up. It's the first time I've seen Sakura like this. I got to know her during the summer 4 years ago, and she started coming here to help a year and a half. I can't speak. A year and a half ago. In that time, I've never seen her look this ill. Fujine will be at the archery range, so I don't think there will be a problem there, but I should go check on her after school or sometime. Okay, and as we've been streaming for an hour, I do think that's where I'm going to end the episode. The stream will be continuing on for a bit, so if you're in the stream, stick around. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.